NK-type staple pin machine installation. First step, install the machine. Arrange the wire band collector, straightening machine, and the main machine in a line according to the drawing and fix them in the corresponding position. Install the staple pin picking machine. Fix the ejection guide head on the picking machine rack, and the ejection guide head should be parallel to the T-block. Adjust the staple pin picking machine speed. Adjust the speed according to the speed of staple out. The faster the motor is adjusted clockwise, the slower the counterclockwise adjustment is. Note when operating the staple picking machine, turn on the motor switch in advance. Adjust the staple pin turning plate. Loosen the baffle nuts on both sides of the turning plate. Adjust the baffles on both sides and the product in a vertical state. Then tighten the baffles nuts. Photoelectricity of staple picking machine. Check whether the staples are normally ejected. If the staples are not ejected normally, the photoelectricity does not light up and the staple turning plate stops running. Cylinder of staple picking machine. Automatic working. Second step, wire band installation. Pass the wire band straightly through the straightening machine. If the wire band cannot pass straightly, adjust the straightening wheel until the wire band can pass straightly. Pull the start-stop rod to guide the wire band to the feeder. Note: turn on the motor switch in advance when feeding. In order to use the pull start and stop rod normally, open the feeding joint when feeding, and lock the feeding joint after wire band is straight to the position. Note: during the feeding process, the wire band and the feeder are in a vertical state. 3. Adjust the adjustment rod of the feeder to control the length of the feeding. Loosen the top wire below the feeder and adjust the feeder anti-clockwise. The longer the feed is, the shorter the clockwise adjustment is. After adjusting, tighten the top wire under the feeder. Note: be sure to lock the feeder joint when adjusting the lever. Third step, preparation before starting. Keep pressing the manual mode opening and check the valve seat hydraulic table value. Note: the two hydraulic values of the valve seat cannot exceed 100 MPa and 50 MPa. Hydraulic size adjustment. Unscrew the fixing nut. The hydraulic value of the hydraulic handle is larger when the hydraulic handle is twisted clockwise, and the smaller the hydraulic value is when the hydraulic handle is twisted counterclockwise. Hydraulic oil fill up normally. Barometer. The normal value is 0.3 到 0.6 MPa. If the air pressure is lower than the normal, it may cause the inability to accurately feed the material. The speed will drop, and it will not work properly. Step 4. Controller operation. E. Press the motor to start. Start the equipment. R. Press the manual feed. One move and one feed. 3. Press both hands to close the mode at the same time. The mode goes down. 4. Press the manual mode opening. The mode goes up. 5. Press manual return. One move and one return. 6. Press the motor off. Turn off the device. Step 5. Manually return the material. Check the finished product. E. If the opening of the finished product is not vertical and is trapezoidal, it is an unqualified product. Loosen the nut that fixes the forming block and the thimble of the T-block. Pad the gaps on both sides of the forming block with a copper sheet of corresponding thickness 100 mic, and then use something to hold the forming block to tighten the nut. Put the T-block in the middle of the forming block and fasten the thimble of the forming block. R. There is a phenomenon that the front is tall and the back is short in the opening of the finished product. Raise the mold and stop the machine. Adjust the block behind the mold. Loosen the block screw and pull it back. Then fix the block screw and try to cut the finished product. Continue to adjust the street. The opening of the finished product is not smooth and has burrs. Check whether the upper and lower knives of the mold are vertical. If the knife edge is not vertical, it may cause continuous cutting of the wire band or burrs on the finished product. When it is not vertical, unscrew the screw that fixes the cutter and use the copper pad cutter of the corresponding thickness to correct it. When the staple grooves are not parallel, check whether the punching die is pressed in place. If it is not in place, Unscrew the punching die fixing screw. Use a copper pad of corresponding thickness 100 mic to punch the top of the sheet until the nail groove is flattened. Step 6. Check mode. Adjust mode. E. Check whether there is a gap between the ejection needle and the punching piece. R. Adjust the ejection needle to ensure uniform and smooth discharge speed. Spacer. Control the staple size, change it according to staple size. Note when adjusting and fixing the mold screws, nuts and bolts of various parts. Remember to tighten them before starting the machine. 4. Corresponding photoelectric induction 0号 material detection 1号 feeding 2号 returning 5号 upper limit lift the height to control the speed of staple. The downward movement speed becomes faster. Otherwise, the speed becomes slower. 7号 lower limit cut position. Note 0号 optoelectronic 1号 optoelectronic 2号 optoelectronic 5号 optoelectronic 7号 optoelectronic. Sensor indicator lights and the sensing lights of the PLC in the electric cabinet. X0 detection, X1 feeding, X2 discharging, X5 upper position, X2 lower position. The lights are the same. Step 7. Test the machine. Manually return the material. Check whether the opening of the finished product is vertical without burrs, whether the height of the opening is the same. If all okay, the inspection is qualified. After the finished product is qualified, replace it with semi-automatic staple out. If the test is normal, replace it with fully automatic.